Well, our beloveds, here we are on another smoky day here in Santa Fe. Or another is being smoked, similar to a salmon. Tasty and delectable to some and disgusting to others. So, what do we have of value to say today? We channeled a message yesterday, and our another vetoed us and said, nope, I'm not posting that. She has particular agendas as well, we guess. And so we must work through her and with her instead of against her. It is her journey to be on this surrender experiment, but she ultimately gets to decide who, what, where, when, why, and how. So here we go again. Why are you all here? Why are you inhabiting a skin suit? She calls you all two-leggeds. Why did you choose to incarnate as a two-legged this time around? While many of you seem to think you are here for spiritual enlightenment, which many of you are, others are here to flesh out the experiences on the opposite side of the coin. Just like you have Mahatma Gandhi, you have Hitler. Each came for that particular role. So please focus not on everybody attaining spiritual enlightenment, because that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to figure out who you are meant to be it fully, and to teach humanity and to allow humanity to teach you what there is to be taught. So let us delve into Hitler. Could Hitler have chosen a different path? Let's talk about free will versus a life's contract. Could he have at some point said, I wish to become spiritually enlightened and I will change my path forever? So now there are two pieces. The first question is, if he came to express a life contract so humanity could experience a particular journey, well, if he was able to reverse himself, what does that mean to humanity's life contract? So we shall not give you an answer. We shall just leave you with a query or a question, which is more important? The life contract, the life experience, or the experience that humanity, that the collective is meant to experience, to go through, to share collectively with one individual, such as Hitler. So now picture the 40s and the 50s, that time frame around the globe. If the Holocaust had not happened, right? So the question we ask you all is, what did humanity learn from that experience? Not much by many of your perspectives, because there is definitely a repeat of sorts occurring right now. But what if humanity could have learned it a different way, right? So that is the question or the query that we ask of you today. So let us assume, for argument's sake, that Hitler had to come in order to teach humanity the lesson that it needed to learn, because it refused to learn it another way. Well, what if humanity were to choose to learn a lesson, but in a different, more wholesome way? Well, then would there be a need for a Hitler, right? Now let's just look at Mahatma Gandhi and how Gandhi changed the world and the perspective of religion and religiosity and spirituality and kindness in a wholly profound way. Well, why did Mahatma Gandhi, need to come? And could Gandhi at some point have said, well, I choose not to go on this spiritual path because I choose not to personally go through this journey in this particular manner. I want some hookers and blow and all the other things that come with that devilish lifestyle, right? Well, if Mahatma Gandhi had said, I don't wish to live the life that I was sent to live, then what? How would humanity have gone through that particular threshold? Are there other ways that it could have happened? So what you need to realize is that each of you is part and parcel of this collective divide as well as this collective experience. And it is too difficult for you all to understand what your individual piece is in how the world is playing out right now. It is not you versus them. It is literally you versus you. You are fighting yourself, not somebody else, when you focus on the divide and the separation instead of what unites you. Does that not appeal to anyone? To set down your swords and your torches and your pitchforks and your shovels and your bats and your bombs and your nuclear weapons. You guys are continuing the divide from the Ukraine to the abortion clinics, now thinking that somehow being on either side of this divide is helping you, when it is not. It is harming you. But you can't see what you can't see. You can't appreciate what you can't appreciate. So humanity will continue down this same journey of mutually assured self-destruction until one of you pulls the plug on this process and says, I give up my need and my desire to control you, and instead I will come and embrace you from wherever you are coming from. To set aside your need to stop the change or support the change with Roe v. Wade, and instead just to go out and hug one another and say, we can figure this out regardless of what the laws, the regulations, the rulings, the decisions of the must-haves are. You will find peace when you seek peace amongst the lowest level of you. The commoners, the street folk, the everyday people. If you can come together and hold a civil vigil, protecting the right of the life of the child and protecting the right of the mother to decide what is best for her own body, her own life, her own experience. When you can come together and find union and unity in both of those positions, honoring that someone who is in that situation will decide what is best, but will not just simply use it as a form of birth control. You guys have created a dichotomy of what free sex looks like and what sustainable lifestyles look like. You are again on either side of the divide, and instead we ask that you come together and teach about respectful unions and communion, and to find a path through and out the other side of this. And until you can do that and hug one another, cry together, and love one another, you will continue to fight these battles that are no different than Hitler and Mahatma Gandhi. Each of you sees the other as Hitler and sees yourself as Mahatma Gandhi. Therein lies the divide, the divisiveness of your propositions. Find love, find truth, find union within your collective bodies. And so it is. Namaste.